Two Brothers Sports Podcast presented by RambleOnSports.com. It is Wednesday, May 1st. Got the boys back. We're going to talk a little NFL draft recap. CJ Cup, Byron Nelson. Sean, we're going to have to get your explanation on the naming of this golf tournament that's coming up this weekend, but we will get our picks to you. NBA, NHL offs, and UFC 301. Jam-packed pod, and we also have our dude to celebrate this weekend in the chai. So shout out Gray, getting married this weekend. So we are coming to you early this week. We are going to cover everything for the weekend because we're going to be busy celebrating that dude. So without further ado, we have two dudes right here with me, Sean and Max, who I'm excited to get your guys' takes, but stellar fucking drafts, honestly, from both teams. I'm pretty happy with the Packers myself, but yeah, fellas, welcome. And how are we feeling after this weekend?
Great, dude. Hester wanted to come in and say that he's super excited as well for the Chicago Bears organization. Um, but yeah, it was great. It was awesome. So that's why I'm writing this.
Hmm.
Hell yeah, dude! Glad to be back. I appreciate you letting the substitute teacher, just come on, when he's able to make a appearance here. But hey, man, this was a fun draft. I think everyone's team here was able to add some guys. Everyone should probably feel pretty good about their draft. Maybe if you're a Falcons fan, you're a little puzzled there, but I certainly think the Steelers took a step in the right direction there, and in Omar Khan, I trust.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Packers not a sexy draft, but addressed a lot of major needs. So effectively, got who we needed. So I'll take that. But let's just dive right into it. Let's get in the draft. Max, Caleb Williams at 1, Rome at 9. That offense is scary, but just walk us through kind of maybe day one, what your thoughts were. I think we all knew the first pick, but kind of walk us through leading up to Rome and the other picks that we had.
Yeah, dude. I mean, super excited. Caleb, you saw how excited he was and just ecstatic. Loved seeing him happy and all that. But we I think me and you both had the top four correct. Um, sorry, two, Jaden Daniels, three, good old Drake May, four, Marvin. I feel like I thought last second that Marvin was gonna do a little something, or Cardinals were gonna do a little something and not get Marvin, but it was really came down to Chargers, and I didn't think the Falcons would. With Chargers and Giants. I didn't know what they were going to do. So I really wanted Rome. I had Rome in our draft, but I think Chargers made a great pick. We love Joe Alt.
Oh yeah.
But Rome just falling into our laps is exactly what we needed. And it was perfect. I honestly wasn't like worried. I kind of knew. I've just had that feeling we were getting Rome, and it was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Komet, Rome, and Caleb. I it, I was trying to think,
Offense bangs, man.
bro, I was trying to think of a rookie QB who had come into a better situation than that,
Yeah.
especially the number one QB. Like getting drafted number one overall, I don't think any number one overall QB has had a setup like that.
Is if Caleb Williams doesn't throw for 4,000 yards, is it a down year?
Oh no, I love it already. Sean's just saying
No,
what I want to say. I love it.
Yeah.
we still have the Bears expectations here. I was gonna text in our group chat just be like the next morning, Friday. I was so to be like, I for some reason I just don't feel like I'm just excited, but I just feel like knowing the Bears, I just know this is gonna go south. Like
You don't want to be let
something's
down again.
not gonna go right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the rest of their draft, honestly. I mean, those were big picks. Got the best punter in probably the last 5, 10 years in the draft. So I mean, dude, that guy's got a fucking cannon. He was like
And it's like
was
fuck it.
MVP this year. So shout out to him. So I like the Tory Taylor sign.
Yeah, shout out to Caleb for texting Tori saying that he won't have to punt much. I love that.
Dude, I like Caleb's like kind of like quirky swagger. Like it's like he's kind of his own dude, but he's confident in himself and who he is.
Right.
I'm wearing green and yellow, but I was hyped to see the reaction that he had, and you could just tell the organization was pumped. And then he gets Rome, you see him with Rome, and you're just like, God damn it! Like, I don't want to love this, but it's might end up being my nightmare. So,
Even
uh,
like the him coming, he's known he's the first pick for however many months now, and that was genuine like excitement. Him walking
yeah,
out on that first pick like that was organic. You can tell that that's not manicured for a crowd or a look or anyone. Like I think he's excited. I think he knows the challenge that he's got ahead of him, but. I mean, hey, a good DMV kid, he's gonna go, percent
exactly.
there. But man, I'm excited to see that. That NFC North is gonna be tough as hell.
It is, dude.
Poor Vikings.
I know.
Yeah.
And they even had a great draft. I mean, we'll see. It's all depends on JJ, but like I like the Dallas Turner at 17, but yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah.
it is all on JJ. Like yeah, let's talk QB situation, like you said. So Caleb, um, May, Daniels, not in that order, but then we had McCarthy
Oh,
go 11, we had Bo Nix go 12, and then Penix Jr. at 8. Like,
yeah.
am I missing someone else too? I don't even.
No.
6.
Yeah,
No, Penix was the fourth QB drafted. Yeah.
yeah, and then Bo Nix, and then McCarthy. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, I mean, other than Caleb, which QB situation are you guys most looking forward to seeing? And you could take that however which way you will.
I just ran it, so Sean, it's all
I'll,
you.
I'll say like Jaden Daniels and none of them. I like there's just no way like two maybe three of these guys are going to pan out. We're not that many years removed from other of these 4, 5, 6, no, not 6, but QB
Six in the
drafts.
first.
And like you're lucky to get one guy who looks like he might get like 15 years in this league. I will give the command. I'll give a shout out just to the Commanders in general. They had an awesome draft. The new GM, the guy he's been with the Patriots, the Broncos, the 49ers, name's escaping me right now, Josh. But they really seem to have an adult in the room there. We got 9 guys at all 9 different positions. We're patient in the second round. Let that Illinois defensive tackle fall to them. I know the question
I
here is
wrote
about
that down.
quarterback,
Yep.
so I'll come back to that. But I mean, I'm excited to just see some of these franchises fall on their face and have to do this all over again in a few years. And I'm not rooting, I guess, for that, but I just look at this from a data and numbers perspective. And, I think 2 will hopefully, and we'll put the Caleb Williams situation because this looks all intents like he's going to probably work out well. But I mean, yeah,
Flores.
my take is just I think a lot of probably second and third round guys win the first round there.
Yep. I was very surprised at Penix and Nix,
Yeah,
especially
yeah. Bo Nix.
dude. 12. That was tough to see. Got a couple of Broncos fans, and that was a tough text thread to see. I felt bad. I was so confused, and
Yeah, like
could have gotten him in the
there's
second
always
round.
there's the wait and that's the nice thing about a rookie QB. It's like you haven't seen him yet. Now, I imagine when he starts playing, it's not going to look that much different than Jarrett Stidham.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. There isn't many quarterbacks that I've watched play in college football more than Bo Nix. I've seen that man play more college football than I've seen any other human play college football. That dude's been around for fucking ever. He was there for like 6 years. He would piss me off at Auburn, and he goes to Oregon. He has a stellar year this year. Don't get me wrong,
He
but
also had a kind of like Penix, like
It was
a lot of like NFL players around him.
yep, yep, exactly. And
Yep.
Oregon, they were just rolling through on offense, Pac-12 defense, couple of good defenses in there, but yeah, it's just like what the hell, Bo Nix. And best part is Andrew Parker, who's a huge Broncos fan, is also a big Auburn fan and hates Bo Nix. So not only did he was like, we don't want to draft a quarterback early. He said, I just don't want Bo Nix. Happened to be the one. So. That was like the little twist in the knife there. But yeah, I mean, to your point, Sean, I agree. I think the one I would say I'm most looking forward to is most interested is obviously the Falcons and what they do with Cousins. I know his contract's like a 4-year deal, but it's like really it's too guaranteed, and then they'll kind of evaluate. So don't hate the situation they're in, but one I'm most looking forward to is kind of McCarthy, and I think that's just I feel like there's so much hype on winning the national championship. I think it's also relative to our division. We know how Caleb Williams is going to do, but he's got Aaron Jones, he's got JJ, and so like
Mhm.
I think it's almost more. I'm more interested to see the JJ McCarthy situation and whether that's going to be a thing or not, more than anything. But um, yeah, very interesting QB situations, and I guess we'll just talk about it again in 5 years when we're still doing this on Wednesdays, Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, let's see, Max. I know I might have cut you off with the QB stuff. Any other Bears draft takes, or let's see what old Pittsburgh Sean thinks about his guys.
No, I think the other two and Jesus, Kieran and Booker.
Yep.
I think those other two are very solid. So love to see it. That's all.
Building
Polls
the O
strikes
line
again, dude. Polls is a masterclass drafter. I swear to God.
for as much shit as he gets, I'd completely agree. I was reading on the Yale tackle Kieran, and he's played right guard and also left tackle and started for Yale. So gives you guys some depth and some versatility there. And then the Booker from Kansas, he's like 6'5", 250, and he's a pass rusher. So
Like
I
16
think,
and a half times.
yeah. So he's raw, but like getting the right, workout plan and dude just unleashes. You never know. There's a lot of dudes who are like that, and then they get to the NFL, and that's all they do is football, and they become I mean, Aaron Donald, dude. Aaron Donald was good. He was good at Pitt. But then when he's like, oh, I can just do football, I'm gonna go absolutely fucking ham. And Aaron Donald's probably the best D tackle of all time. So
Hey, get it on y'all's first round pick.
yeah, yeah. Which one? He's shit on everyone. Uh,
Yeah, right. Hey, I'll throw shade just on the poor
No,
Packers.
no, no, not Aaron Donald, our Booker.
oh, Booker on
That
Kansas.
video that surfaced against Jordan Morgan at the Senior Bowl. I was just,
Oh shit. Well, I'm glad I didn't see that.
I sent it to you, but
Oh well.
Yeah, was the Packers first round pick a little bit of a reach, or we fine on that?
Um,
yeah,
it's
we'll jump to that.
I don't hate it. I thought they would if they were gonna go tackle. I thought they were gonna go Tyler Guyton, the dude from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But what I'll say about Morgan, he is a little bit quicker. He ran a little bit faster. He's a little bit lighter weight, still big. He's also capable of playing guard, and so I think that's what Packers right now. I've been reading in the Green Bay Cheesehead blogs, and they are really talking about moving Zach Tom to center. He played one of the better PFF graded right tackle seasons last season, but they're thinking about kicking him over to center. And then so they might move Morgan to right tackle, or they'll keep Tom at right and Morgan at guard, from what I'm reading. So I think what's big with Morgan is he's able to play a little bit more guard than some of these other like massive, like he's not like Darnell Wright isn't really playing a whole lot of guard, right? Like he like
Right.
Darnell, yeah. So like he's kind of like more. I feel like Morgan's a little bit more nimble. So I'm not sure, but it depends on what they're thinking.
Well, yeah.
I
It,
was very interested though. I was like, what the fuck? And I tried not to go off on our group text and stuff, but it was just like, you know what? At this point, I'm tired of getting my blood pressure and everything worked up because Jordan Love obviously worked out. And I think I lost like 5 years off my life that draft after that first round pick. So
no, I
trying to
think looking back at all these picks now, I think it's just like you got to grab someone who's. I don't think many were. Oh, tackles and O linemen are definitely very favored in the draft, but the amount that went this early, I think they're expecting to grab maybe even
Mims
fucking
or
no, it's Jesus, like Jordan Morgan in like the second or something. But then they
yeah.
saw how many went, and then they're like, we just got to grab him now.
Yep, agreed. I think that, and I think so. A couple other things with that is I think Terrion Arnold getting drafted by the Lions, the pick before, and the Lions moving up ahead of Green Bay. I think that was a big thing because I think they were big on Arnold, and we need a
Yeah.
corner. I mean, we don't necessarily need a corner, but it's starting to become an arms race in the NFC North, and so we have Jair Monster, Carrington Valentine in his second year. I think he's going to be a stud, but he's not full. He's not ready to guard. Looking at the Bears, just for example, he's not ready to guard. What you say? DJ Moore's the one, or is Allen the one? But like either way, like I don't
It's
think
DJ for sure.
I don't think Valentine's ready to guard them full game just yet. So we need someone to help kind of offset that. Stokes is good too. Keyshawn Nixon is good. We've got a good corner room, but I think to your point, like O-line went so heavy that it was like, well, second round, we're not gonna be able to get anyone. So I think that's good. And then it's one of those things where when you look at the Packers and you look at their draft and you're like, okay, so like you just see Jordan Morgan on day one, and you're like, all right, what the fuck are we gonna do? You look at day two, day three on, we're just building our depth out. Like Jordan Morgan, obviously, O line, Bakhtiari leaves. We have to fill that at some point. I knew we were going to go O line first round. I just, once to your point, people started falling. I was kind of confused. But second, third round, Edrin Cooper, probably one of the best off-ball linebackers in the draft from A&M. Absolutely tore shit up. I think he had 16 and a half tackles for losses in the last like year and like a half. They made it like it was like not full 2 years or something, but it was like the literally the last 6 games in junior year and senior year. He had like 16 and a half tackles, bunch of sacks. Um, I will say if you we didn't sign Devondre Campbell back. Quay Walker's a little shaky. Need to build out the linebacker. It's like I feel like it's sneaky like a need for the Packers. It wasn't like they had no one, but they needed to build that out. Um, Javon Bullard, gonna be a safety, gonna be a stud. Oladapo from Oregon State, also good. Kalen King, like I love the Packers draft, dude. I could go on each player. I'm not going to, but I love the depth we built. And here's the only one I will mention. I love Oladapo. I think our secondary is gonna be studs. Marshawn Lloyd, this kid from USC, he's gonna do really well because he's a Trojan and I can't not like him, but he's gonna be a stud. 5'9", 225. Guy's a bowling ball and can catch balls out of the outfield. So I'm excited for what the Packers are gonna do. They are building a perfect defense for Jeff Hafley, their new D coordinator from BC. It's gonna be a flying around. We're gonna have like five. It's gonna be like what is it, a 4-2-5 max? Is that what it is? Is that the um like the
For,
formation? For like if
oh,
you're
oh,
like I think it's like a 4-2-5 where they're gonna have like a couple linebackers, they're gonna just have a ton of like safeties, corners, and just blitz, and they're gonna be kind of I think it's what TCU used to play under Patterson. Um it was like a 4-2, I think it's a 4-2-5. Anyways, they're just
yeah, with some like nickels in there. Yeah.
Halfley's like a Greg Williams, but like a little bit dialed down. Like he's like, I'm gonna bring the blitz every fucking play. Just maybe not third down and longs. Maybe we'll sit back and just eat that. So
Well, then you should have got Cooper if you're gonna run a 4-2-5.
which Cooper we got?
Gene.
Oh, I know, dude. Mm. The fact that they traded back 41 to 45, got Edge Cooper, great. You know who went then? Cooper DeJean and Kool-Aid McKinstry would have been really nasty. So yeah, overall though, I'm hyped about the Packers draft. Filled a bunch of depth. We have a bunch of young guys. So keep them healthy. Let's see. Sean, we were supposed to talk about the Steelers, and then you asked me.
That's all right.
So we're back
Oh,
to you.
No
Talk about
worries.
the Steelers. I loved their draft, man. I loved their
Dude,
draft more than a
I
lot.
I am giddy about what Steelers and Omar Khan are doing, but giddy wouldn't really do the justice because that's not hard nose and in the trenches and just Pittsburgh Yinzer sock them right in the mouth football, which is exactly what they did. We addressed almost every need that we had. And I was telling Max a little bit before we went on here, it wasn't even as much as just whole fill. But the little bit of trust and a little bit of luck of not having to, show our hand or essentially letting the draft come to us. So right off the bat, they get, Troy Fontana, the, left tackle, arguably, one of the top, and they can all be ranked in different ways, but, a guy who probably had no business going to pick 20, but when you have four crazy ass teams drafting, those four quarterbacks, after the first two there, well, you're going to get some pretty good players that fall to you, and not everyone had a need at offensive line. So, yeah, right off the bat, just get a guy to plug Dan Moore. I apologize, but go learn Chinese, buddy, or go learn Canadian. The Canadian Football League, because your ass is gone out of left tackle. So now Broderick Jones, the big boy who did great in his rookie year last year on the right side. Faltano, also a Stiller fan. It was great seeing shots of him talking about Troy. He needs Samoan as well. Troy Polamalu being his favorite player in a big Steelers. I mean, this guy would just punch you right in the mouth there. I mean, so that was, that was a big need. Center was something too that a lot of people thought they would go to in the first round, whether it was the Duke player, whether it was the Oregon player, and a lot of people really liked Zach Frazier, also kind of local West Virginia kid there. They're able to wait all the way till their pick in the second round at pick 51 to get, and Max, I'm sure what his teammates will say is the best center in the draft. So right off the bat, they now fill what will likely be two starters, if not week one, definitely by like week 6 on the offensive line there. And so now we're cooking with gas. Now we're getting the trenches beefed up the way we should, especially for
in Pittsburgh, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Like it should be. Pound the rock. Let's give Naj and Jalen Warren, some lanes. But let's also go ahead and give our quarterback some time to pass. We know Pickens is a dog, but I mean, we traded Deontay, so I knew the need coming into the draft was to fill a slot receiver. Well, go out and get Roman Wilson from Michigan. And anyone who watched, any of those college football playoff games, the national championship, that guy, excellent route run. I mean, plays way bigger than his size, but speedster, blocks hard. I mean, that guy screams. I remember talking to my friend Ryan Peavy, even before when they were back in their like regular season. I'm like, this guy screams Pittsburgh Steeler. And it was fun texting him after the draft. Like, man, we were out ahead of us. We know exactly the type of player they're looking for. So he can slide right there in the slot. I still think there's a little bit of work to be done to get like the wide receiver. Because as of right now, I mean, that's Van Jefferson. That's not going to do it. I still think now, whether that's a Debo or an Ayuk, we're talking about the draft here. But yeah, so first 3 selections, incredible. The fact that they didn't have to trade, even better. And then in their second pick in the round 3, get what a lot of people thought might be one of the best off the ball linebackers in this whole draft, Peyton Wilson out of NC State. I mean, I'm sure the people who are listening here know ball have saw him in first round mock drafts. Now there's medical concerns and things like that, but it's also like it's not a medical concern from last fall or anything like that. It's from well before there, and not kind of having like an ACL in one of his knees. Turn on the tape, the guy has a freaking motor, which is so perfect too. Because it's not even just about drafting like the best player available there. It's about drafting a guy that could end up playing so well in tandem with Patrick Queen, because Wilson can kind of be a little bit of that all around, and where Queen kind of it allows him to kind of to play with such another good inside linebacker there to kind of show the leadership and show him around there. They go back to guard as well with a South Dakota State player. I mean, it just gets better and better. There, maybe rumblings of wanted to get another quarterback. I to go across from Joey Porter Jr. I like the trade in the Deontay. They got back Donta Jackson, who was like the captain there. We'll see if he ends up being the starter on the opposite side. I imagine at least in year 1, he's going to be better than any rookie we get that isn't, one of those rookies in the top round 1 or maybe round 2. But even near the end, add a defensive back, a corner from Texas that, again, some of these draft nerds, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know, but like, hey, there's it's not a crazy chance that this guy doesn't see the field in round one. So, I mean, just love what they've done in the draft. I don't think they're done. Wink, wink here and adding more talent to this team before week one. But yeah, I mean, Sam, I know you have some thoughts and takes on this.
Yeah, I do the Wilsons. I thought so. Peyton Wilson. If I wanted any other linebacker other than Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, if we're going linebacker, hey, Peyton Wilson's still there, dude. We could, because he's gonna be.
He's a guy. I remember watching him a ton, just like at ACC games, and they would always be, they highlight like a player on offense and a player on defense. He was
Yep.
always the player on defense. And quick little trivia, or maybe more of a fun fact. So his older brother Bryce pitched for the Pirates and currently pitches for the Brewers.
Mm.
Ooh.
So they'll be seeing each other a bit.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, I like that. I think a couple things. So I think on the deep there was a corner from Texas. I think whenever you're in those
Ryan
later
Watts.
rounds, there's something to be said about if you're looking at guys from different schools, you're like, hey, this guy corner from Texas, no, he's not like the number one corner I remember hearing from Texas. But guess what? Every single day at practice, he's going against Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell. Like he's going against top round talent. He's going like there is something to be said about that. Like I love the kid. You were talking about Washington. Love the corner from Michigan, Saints Drill.
Yes. So Saints, and there was a lot of talk that the Steelers might have were, you'll never know, but a lot of people think they were going to end up picking him, but the Commanders grabbed him kind of right before.
Yeah. Oh, I love that pick. I thought that was good. I think I've been big on Roman Wilson since
Yeah.
he's been just tearing up this last season. And then O-line. Like I was kind of like, you know what? Like you guys did exactly what you needed to
Mhm.
do at the time that you needed to do it. Like it was
Max, I
like,
cannot wait. I think that Mountaineer is just going to be the
oh,
more I hear
dude,
about him, the more
dude.
I hear guys talk about him and stuff. The more I'm those two offensive linemen that they got in rounds 1 and 2 just seem just nasty,
Yep.
punch you in the mouth players. And I'm excited to see the videos out of rookie mini camp. I'm excited for when we get here. I'm excited for Roman Wilson to pop someone across the middle of the field too.
I do that middle of Najee's gonna be like, yo, this middle of this inside of the
Yeah.
inside centers in the or
Yeah,
the
what
in the
is that?
center. Why is this more open than I've ever seen it?
Which
Like
is
I haven't
nice.
seen
The
it
only
like this
really
since Alabama.
the only like veteran I mean the left guard Isaac Smallo they got from the Eagles the year before was by far and away the best offensive lineman. So now we start clearing out some more it's just there were so many. I mean, whether it was Broderick Jones in his first year, of course, we couldn't hide who we'd put out there at left tackle, which usually was
Yeah,
Dan Moore, and it just takes out kind of the bad and not only it's not just filler, but with good looks to be good talent.
yep.
And then the rookies, so like everyone else, you take your
Yeah.
lead.
Oh,
This could be something that I think we look back, not only this, but last year's draft, too. With Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr. is the first two picks. That is, the foundation of what some of the better players on this team might be 3, 4, 5 years from now.
yep. Yep. I totally agree with that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. You said something that I was gonna piggyback on, but no, I don't really remember. One guy I did want to mention real quick from the Packers, and then we can just go to other picks, just the rest of the weekend that we liked and other teams aside from ours. But reason why I'm saying this, Kalen King, we drafted him 22, 255, like the third to last pick
Yeah.
from Penn State. Dude, Sauce Gardner came out and was like, y'all are
Whoa! That guy went in the 6th round.
yeah, dude.
I
No,
remember
Kevin.
that. I
Kevin.
thought that guy was supposed to go. There were people. I
John,
remember
he got
like
picked like 254. Like he was like almost Mr. Irrelevant.
I wonder if he just had a poor senior year because I remember
He
in
did. He
reading
did.
the Joey Porter Jr. like stuff even before last year's draft that they're like, yo, he's nasty, but they're like their other cornerback might even be better.
Yep.
Like he's
He
not
had a
drafted out. They're like, he's not drafted. He's in next year's draft.
his senior year was kind of tough. So I think that's why. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, his quarterback was Drew Aller. He's always on the field.
yep, exactly. And that's why. So I forgot because I wrote down like literally it was like Sauce, McKinney, who's a Packer safety now. Like, so that was big, obviously endorsement, but like there's like a couple other corners who are like there's one other one that's like top 10 in the NFL. It just slipping in my mind. It might have been just Joey Porter Jr., honestly, because I think it was like Penn State, whatever. But there's a lot of people that were like, dude, Kalen King should not have gotten drafted there. So I forgot to mention him. But yeah, dude, he's gonna be a stud. Packers just filling depth, man. And while Sean was talking, I looked it up. You want to know the NFC North Division future odds right now? The number one leader is Detroit plus 150, Green Bay plus 210, the Chicago Bears at plus 265. I freaking love that. And then the Vikings plus 1,000. So, um, we're in good shape. I think I'm hyped, dude. I'm so hyped because we got a new D coordinator, and I'm tired of fucking Mike Pettine's bullshit ass defense. Like, so yeah, I think all three of us have things to be excited for. Let's go next.
No, sorry, don't no, finish your. I just have a good one. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, so I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. I'm excited for our teams, but if
No,
you
I don't
guys
want it to go unnoticed. As much as Sam, and I, fill in holes and get these foundational players. They're not even close to the elite level talent that pairing Caleb Williams and Roma Odunze is, and just I want to give a little credit to the Bears. Like they could have screwed this up, and they didn't. They didn't at all. And I know only like 5 picks, and they looked all be pretty solid there.
dude,
Yeah.
if I don't think it'll happen, but if Caleb Williams in 3 years doesn't pan out, whoever that next quarterback that joins the Bears is going to have an embarrassment of riches. But I have a bad feeling that I'm going to be seeing painted nails and USC Trojan bullshit beating up on my back. So, yeah, shout out. 5 picks, very effective, very solid. Yeah, not looking forward to our pre-Packer Bears weeks podcast because it's going to be a little more contentious than it has been maybe in the last couple seasons. But
Hopefully, Jesus fuck.
good for the clicks. Good for the clicks.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So I've talked a little bit. Max, I feel like you talked a little bit in the beginning, but haven't been back. So you're going to round us up here. Just any other picks you like or questions or anything just from like just anything else that you like. Cause I feel like we've been just
Um,
our teams.
I got three. Oh, nothing crazy. Not that. Well, I guess I do really like them. I think they were good little sleepers. Fourth round, the Niners grabbing Jacob Cohen from Arizona, wide receiver.
Okay.
He's he's just gonna pop off. I feel like he's gonna be 5 games in, and people are gonna be like, "Holy shit, where did this guy come from?" And he came from my fantasy team back-to-back years, and I'm pretty sure he averaged like 32 the first year and then like 26 the second year. I was like, "Oh my God." So
Max,
that
isn't this so fun seeing like a fan track? So like I saw like this guy Ray Davis, who was one of the best players on my team. I mean, late running back pick from Kentucky to the Bills. Not to hijack here, but just like it was so cool being like whether or not he pans out in the NFL, I got to tip my cap to him for what he did in my college fantasy.
right, dude, is awesome. It was like how with Trey Palmer last year too, getting
A
drafted.
Tank Dell for me the year before.
Yeah, dude. So I love that. I think he's gonna be a nice little sleeper.
What's this guy's name? Cohen?
Yeah, Jacob Cohen.
It's
Yeah.
spelled like cow,
Cohen.
Yeah,
ing.
like cowing. It might be cowing.
I don't know. No, I'm just
I feel like
saying.
it's probably pronounced Cohen, but yeah. No, you're right. It's
Yeah.
cowing.
All right, well, hell you, dude. I'll look. I got a sleeper, just like a rookie draft. I could, I might use a third or fourth round on that, store that away.
Yeah,
Ooh,
dude. Throw him in the taxi.
what do you think about having the rookie draft on fucking like Sunday after the draft is done?
I hate no. I tell us no. We do
I
it
didn't
like
know it
in
was
August.
happening.
Do it.
I
I
didn't
didn't
like
even
either,
know.
Max. I was driving. Sean, we have a league. Grayson's in it too. We had a league where we did the rookie draft on Sunday at 11 a.m.
Bonkers. Absolutely
Bonkers.
ridiculous.
Yep,
That was
absolutely.
fun. That
You
was
did,
fun.
Max. You ended up all
I
right.
did pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 2, and if you got Caleb Williams, I would have shit a brick, like in happiness for you. I would have been like, holy shit, they let Max get Caleb Williams. Oh, Max will have him for as long as this league is around.
Yeah.
So I like that. Yeah, no, Sean, it was diabolical. We were like, what the fuck, dude? I'm driving back from Baltimore, and I'm like, it's your turn to pick, and I'm like, we're in the middle of
Yeah.
this.
Colby texted me, and I do have no notifications for that because I'm in like 4 leagues on there. So I don't want
They
to.
offer like
But I
10.
still had no idea. I thought we had a group chat at least, but whatever. I was like, he said OTC, and it took me probably 45 minutes to realize what OTC meant.
Oh, he's
Uh,
over the counter.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like OTC. I literally like looked it up. I was
Okay,
like,
you know, over the
what?
counter.
Yeah, I'm like, what could it be?
Is it like, do you get like one day to make your pick?
No, like
You have
4
like
hours.
10 hours. Oh,
No, it was 4 hours.
but yeah.
That's
After the
crazy.
first round, I went pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah, it did. It did. But I was like, what the fuck, dude? That shit was whack. Because I was like, dude, I haven't even looked at who's been drafted. Like, I knew who was drafted by the Packers, but other than that, I was like, I don't know. Like, I took Audric Estime from Notre Dame, like, or Estime. I don't. I still don't know. Everyone says it differently. Estime, but I took him from Denver in like the 3rd round. I was like, I don't know how he's still here, but I think I'm just biased as fuck. Ricky Pearsall, that's a great pick for San Fran. Not to
Eh, what are too many cooks in the kitchen? So what's going on in this wide receiver room with San Francisco?
what are
Someone's
you
got shit, right? I
gonna
don't
do?
know.
Sean, we just sat here and talked about how we're hyped about Caleb Williams having a wide receiver room. What are we doing here? You don't
Yeah,
think Brock Purdy?
they can't even roster all those wide receivers.
Yeah, you can. And I heard that they're looking to trade either Ayuk or Matt, Sean,
Oh, I know.
you want Ayuk. That's
I'm,
what you were
I'm
winking.
very
That's
aware.
what you were
Yes,
winking.
that's essentially just what I'm getting to.
Yeah. Who's the GM for the Steelers? He was like, hey, can we just get through this draft? Then we'll trade you next year's first round for
Yeah.
like let us just get the guys we need and then we'll trade. Fuck next year. We already have like a bunch of young talent anyways. So
And that's why San Fran got some wide receivers this draft. They're like,
I
yeah,
love the Pierce. So I drafted him in our super flex. That was crazy. He was there in the second round.
yeah.
Late second round, like 11th overall. Okay, sorry. You had Max, you had like
Yeah.
a couple others. Yeah.
Just you already mentioned them, but it was just a shout out Audric Estime getting
Yep.
drafted. I
Yep.
think, dude, I think his game's gonna transfer very well. He's a big ass motherfucker, but he can run the fucking ball. He can get some yardage after contact for sure too. So I love
Perfect
seeing,
compliment.
honestly Denver. Yeah, I think him and Bo it'll help Bo Nix out a little bit. Well, granted,
Javante Williams.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say Aldrich might not even play that much, but still, um, I think he's just an absolute dog. No one can tackle him. I would be a pancake if I tried tackling that man.
Yeah, dude.
And last one, I think I hate it, dude. I don't know how the Eagles always kind of snag like a nice defensive guy,
Yeah.
but Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the 5th round is crazy.
Crazy.
What's up with this? This is another guy that I was told a year ago was going to be a first round pick.
Dude, I thought
Yeah.
the Packers were gonna get him in like the second round instead of Edge Cooper. Like I was like, oh, Jeremiah Trotter, yeah, let's go. No,
Sure, Clemson didn't have like they weren't talked about that much this year, which could somewhat hurt his draft block. But I'm sure he had still a fantastic year. Like it was crazy. I was like, holy shit, that's a 5th round snag. And their defense is going to be scary. Their offense, I'm still not super hype on low key. Like people are hyping them up, but their
that's
defense is nice.
no, I agree. Yeah. I mean, dude, Estime is a perfect compliment to Javante Williams in Denver.
Yeah,
Perfect compliment.
he is. But that was the 3 I had. I think that were just like fucking steals.
Yeah.
Well, Audric not was more like a shout out.
Yeah, yeah.
Figured he would go a little later.
No, I would totally agree. Sean, any other picks that you had circled or things you're
Yeah, I just there's always sometimes you guys watching college and you just get the sense like there's guys who watch college like he's sick in college. Other guys you watch in college like he's probably ready to play the pro game. And I always thought that about Jared Verse when I watched him. Like that guy, he wasn't going to need like he's probably going to be productive as soon as he hits the field there. So good on good on the Rams for when they finally have a first round pick, going well there. And as much and I'll take my hater cap off for a second. As much as I can't stand the Baltimore Ravens. I have the utmost respect for that franchise. They do things the right way, unlike scums, the Bengals and Cleveland, just god awful organizations over there. But the Ravens always just draft well, and they just make me so mad. I remember, of course, when they got the Notre Dame safety. Excuse me for forgetting his name.
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle
Yeah,
Hamilton.
yeah.
Yep, of course that's going to go well.
Yep.
Wide receiver last year from Boston College, and then just them grabbing Nate Wiggins at pick 30, who probably you would have thought already would have got picked there.
Yep.
And me,
Green Bay.
one of my favorite things about the Ravens is that they just continue to put Marlon Humphrey out there, who's just a traffic cone. I know the people of Baltimore like him, but he's not that good of a cornerback. So good on them for realizing and adding depth to that room there.
Yep, I agree with that. And I'll piggyback real quick on the Ravens side. Devontae Walker, also a nice.
Oh yeah, I know. They got him from UNC, as people might know, the good wide receiver that he was ineligible to play for a lot, and when he did, even though I heard the good things about that Iowa State guy that they got as well, that another secondary piece. So just death taxes, and of course, the Ravens coming out of the draft looking like they stole a bunch of
Was it DeCastro? Is he what's the name of the GM for Baltimore? Was it DeCastro?
Right. Brian.
It used to be Newsom, Ozzie Newsom, but he's gone now. Well, he retired. But.
Erica DaCosta.
DaCosta. Thank you. Yeah, the Devontae Walker one was sweet. Also, another quick piggyback. Did you see the Jared Fisk call to Jared Verse call to Braden Fisk?
Yeah.
Who got drafted by the Rams in the second round? Who I loved. Max, I think we talked about in the draft preview.
I want to say.
We talked about Braden Fisk a little bit, I think, and I was super hyped for that dude. He got the call.
That's what I was going to mention too, dude. That phone call was awesome. And then the fact that you already have chemistry right there with your 2D linemen, like that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, and Sean McVay was so hyped, just like because I saw the Rams post. So they were blocking out, but he's like, "I'm so fucking excited! Like, I can't fucking wait." And you're like,
yeah, man."
Yeah.
Generally, can see.
I'm so fired up
to get like a guy in the room.
Look at that! Look at that, Braden! Look at that! He's calling. Yeah, look at that, man. Yeah, I love, dude. Rams, they're gonna keep ramming, dude. They're rolling. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The only other pick I really, really, really liked that I wanted to talk about was, and I hate to say it because I talked about arms race and the NFC North. The Lions got Terrion Arnold.
You're just gonna say Lions getting Arnold.
And then you know who they also got? Ennis Rakestraw from Missouri, who's also a potential top corner. He should have been drafted earlier. And now I'm like, okay, cool. The Lions get Arnold and Rakestraw. So basically, we're just gearing
up to defend
the Bears. One of these are gonna. We're just gearing up to defend the fucking Bears. So, Max, you're welcome.
They saw Caleb and Rome and were like, "Fuck."
Well, no. They also remembered that Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and DeAndre Swift were also on that same.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
How the fuck are we gonna guard?
What was that, Sean?
Oh, I said they got the Amon-Ra extension done. That's great stuff right there.
Yeah, exactly. Lions are going to be fucking sick, and I'm pissed. And they might just make me and Max sad all year.
Again, man, that
I mean, it's awesome when they trade it in front of you to get the guy you want, and then they go get the other corner that you want in front of you, and you're just like, all right, Dan Campbell, I don't want to see your fucking thick fucking hand popping into my office saying, "Oh, look what we got. Ooh, look what we got." It's like, fuck you. Oh, fuck the Lions, dude. The Lions fucking piss me off because they think that they can be like shit forever, and they just come in like, "Ooh, look at us, the new shiny little toy." It's like, bitch, you haven't been here long enough. Like, you haven't put your time in. Like, come on. Like, yeah, you guys suck, but that you gotta put your time in. Like, you can't just go from like barely playoffs to like, NFC championship going to the Super Bowl. Like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. So
Yeah,
maybe I'm a spoiled little brat and I'm tired of motherfuckers coming at us for the division. I don't know.
I think you are, dude.
I think I
You're
am.
scared. This sounds like a scared man talking.
You know what, Max? Here, you know what? I got something for you. How about this? Lock of the entire podcast. Okay. I'm gonna write it down right now.
All right.
It's probably backwards. Division winner plus 210, Green Bay. Lock it in. I'm gonna put this now. I will see you guys at the ticket booth in fucking January. I'm done. I'm done listening to everything. Jordan loves the truth. You guys forget that we have the best quarterback in the division. Don't forget that.
Not for long, brother.
You might be right, but we're gonna get the time that we can. Okay. You're gonna need a
What
couple.
is
You're
what's
gonna
the
need
what,
a
what's the
couple years of
Lions thing?
startup. You're gonna need a couple years of startup, Max. Okay. Can't just get into the playoffs and go NFC Conference Championship first year.
I didn't never that never came out of my mouth.
Yeah, now I know Sam's nervous because he's trying to like make up like things like a chip on his shoulder at this point.
I
Yeah.
don't need a chip on our shoulder, dude. We saw what happened in the draft. We're ready. We're ready. We're prepared.
What is the Lions odds?
Plus 150, which is actually really solid if you like the Lions, to be honest with you.
Oh no, I look at the other way. I think that there's already two teams that are plus 150 and plus 210. Just
And
getting
dude,
screwed.
the Bears are plus
Oh,
265. The
you're
Bears
getting
are right
screwed
there.
by Vegas.
Yeah, honestly, I agree. I think the
Yeah.
Bears 265 will only be that for like 2 more months, and then it'll probably go up because it'll be like, let's see if we can get a bunch of people to bet on it right after the draft. Probably put it to like 400 before the season starts, and then
Yeah, I bet it'll be like plus 450, plus 500 when the season
I
starts.
mean, I think that's essentially Bears Packers beginning of the season. It was they were both like 510 or something like that. Lions were like plus 150. I think Vikings were like plus 210, and then we were the ones in the back. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would say I wouldn't take the Bears 265 now. I would probably wait at least a month and
Maybe
just
it'll be like plus 330 or something.
yep,
I would
yeah.
just look at like the over wins and stuff. I
Well, I'm
wonder
just
if that
saying
like
more.
8.5 or something.
Yeah, agreed. No, I'm just saying because Vegas is definitely like, let's take advantage of people wanting to throw shit right after the draft. So like a month
Oh
would
yeah.
be good. Um, okay. Any other picks that we liked from the draft, or shall we move on to the CJ Cup Byron Nelson Classic or whatever the fuck you want to call it? And Sean, please explain what the hell that means.
Yeah, Sam might be happy to.
Thank
All right, so let's split the art from the artist first. So the CJ Cup was a long time event that was played in East Asia. Usually it was in Korea. I think it's other times been held in Japan. But if I'm wrong on this, anyone listening, please, write me. I'd love to be educated here, but I believe it's usually a Korean event. I think it's a Korean company, the title sponsor here. That tournament now is no longer, but money pays, and so I guess CJ was like, "Hey, we still want to keep like our name in golf here." So here we go. This event right here. I think this used to be called like the AT&T Texas Open or something. Either way, where it's played at though has hosted a PGA event for probably the better half of the last 20 years. Excuse me, or so. So this is held at TPC Craig Ranch, or as the cool kids say, TPC Kegger Ranch. This is in McKinney, Texas, a nice middle class suburban area outside of Dallas. It's one of these TPC courses. So, if you're on the public and want to have a little dough and play it, you can certainly do that. Nice thing about this course is that it'll be fun to watch the scores because it's an absolute birdie fest, which means that it's not always the best thing to do to just pick the best players because the nice thing about a Masters is what is actually going to separate really good golf from not is testing the players with the hardest course. So when you make a bunch of birdies, all these guys are, some of the best players in the world. They can all get hot over 4 days and win this golf tournament at, minus 31 or something. So makes it kind of fun to watch, but there's a reason why TPC Kegger Ranch or the CJ Cup is not going to be a major there. Tim, what did you have any other questions before we kind of get into things on the?
I was listening, or I think I was listening or reading something. Long ball guys might be advantageous, or am I wrong on that? That's the only.
Sure. Although KH Lee has won this event, I think 2 times, and he's not the longest player. What they're more saying is that this is a type of course where you can just bomb it and wedge it in. If you don't hit the fairway, all good. You still only have a wedge in your hand. It's not like you're hitting a 7-iron with thick rough and have to try to have that stop on a fast green. And that's not this type of thing here. Just bomb it down there and just wedge it close. And frankly, it comes into a putting contest at times there.
Okay.
I think it's just someone who's going to score well. So.
Okay. Oh, thanks.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Sherlock.
All right. Well, how about this? How about this? I got a mega play for you. You ready?
Okay, please.
You gotta write some names down. You ready? All right. Sean's mega play at the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson.
Hold on. Nuclear whale.
Well, I don't want to make this nuclear whale. This is just
a mega play. Okay.
It's just the mega play. Well, okay. Yeah, the mega play. So Adam Schenk, Minwoo Lee, Tom Hoagie, Steven Yeager, and Mark Hubbard, all to make the cut, plus 356.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll say it again. Adam Schenk, Minwoo Lee, Tom Hoagie, Steven Yeager, and Mark Hubbard, all to make the cut there. So essentially, Steven Yeager and Minwoo Lee are probably going to finish top 30 in this event. They're 2 of the best players in this field. Steven Yeager's already won an event this year. We always know we play the Hoge coin, when we need to get birdies here. I mean, frankly, he is the lowest odds to make this cut on this list at minus 380. Adam Schenk been playing some really good golf of late. He has, made a bunch of cuts. He's frankly, I think, hasn't finished outside the top 40 in his last 4 events. And Mark Hubbard is probably the one that you're not too familiar with here. Mark Hubbard has played in 12 events this year. Mark Hubbard has made the cut in 12 events this year. I don't think in this that isn't an elevated field. Next week is a signature event, which, as we're probably now familiar with, these are these 70, 80 man fields where it's the top players in the world. So since this is 1 week before that, a lot of guys aren't going to be playing this event. Frankly, The only reason you see Jordan Spieth playing this event is because it's kind of like his hometown thing. It's the Dallas event here. So, he likes to show out. I think AT&T used to be a title sponsor as well. So
that's what I was wondering. Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's that's kind of my mega play right there.
Okay.
I like if I'm looking at kind of some top 20s and stuff. And I don't did we want to do that at all, or do you guys just want to shout out something you like there? I would say let's hold off. I would say let's hold off for till next week at the Wells Fargo where we're getting the actual big dogs together.
I like that. I will say just more of a so this is I learned this saying from PV, the Mongolian reversal. So I have not hit a matchup in quite some time when it comes to our golf picks. So I picked who I like, and then I'm giving you guys the opposite.
Okay.
What is that? This is perfect for what you already said. my Mongolian reversal. So opposite of what I think will happen and probably will happen, the pick that I am putting out, Tommy Hoagie over Adam Scott at plus 100 on the tournament matchup. Fits well because you have Hogue making the cut. Yeah, Adam Scott will probably play well. I don't know, but I'm legit. I was like, ooh, Adam Scott minus 120 over Hoagie. I love that so much. I'm going to fade myself. So just wanted to note that. The other one, Sean, I want to note Kevin Yu is one of the top 5 strokes gained off the tee. If we
Mm-hmm.
look at long balls, Kevin Yu, first round leader,
Kevin Hughes have a good year.
plus 7,500 for a fun little first rounder. Why not?
Well, that is a fun one.
Yep. So those were my big ones. I like Minwoo Lee. You pretty much hit on Jaeger, Smith, like Spieth, Siwoo, like all those guys. So
Oh, I'm
if
not playing
we're doing
speed.
the picks. No. I mean like talking about them though. 'Cause
Yeah.
like,
Oh, okay, sure.
but yeah, I didn't. If we were doing picks, I have a couple. But if we're not doing picks, those are
No. In there, I'll probably play some more, some CT Pan.
okay. Yep, I like that. The what I will say on that, Sean, is that top 20 is actually bread and butter because there aren't a ton of top guys. The best T20 is minus 105. Like there's no one that's
Yeah.
there's no one is worse than that. So like T20s are a fucking
Yeah.
gold mine, right?
I'd look at more of the T30 range for this.
T30? Okay. I mean, also still cash. I mean, Spieth is the highest at minus 175. Like, come on. I know that's not our range, but like you're talking about the number one. I mean, dude, you couldn't get Scotty Scheffler for fucking minus 9,000 on T30. Like, like this is crazy. Um,
One, let me give you, now that I'm kind of looking at this a little bit more, right? Never mind. No, go ahead.
no, Max, anything you like?
No, I was looking and I realized that, well, for a while you couldn't parlay like two T30s or something. You had to do like a
Sure.
30, a 20, a 10, whatever. And now DraftKings lets you do it. So I was just looking and you can get you can get Hoagie and Tom Kim, little Tom action, parlay them both for T30, and that's plus 264. I mean, both
Oh,
minus
Max.
110.
Max. Oh my gosh, that might be the move, dude. That might be the play of the podcast.
The Tom, yo,
That might be
like out in LA, like in Sunset Boulevard, Tom, the bar.
Tom
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
Yep. I would say that.
The Vanderpump.
Yeah.
Yes, Tom Tom, yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that might trump the Packers division winner at plus 264. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the pick of the pod right there, Max.
yeah, dude. I like that a lot.
I love that. Okay. You say the word and I shall be you or healed or what is it? You
I
Max.
don't know. I'm not even confirmed.
Fair. If you're confirmed and you know, clap your hands.
I mean,
Okay. All right. Settle down,
Yeah,
Sam.
another just kind of lull in the schedule until we get back to an elevated event next week. But it should be some fun television if you need to pop on during work. I'll tell you what though, I bet it could be a fun Sunday afternoon. While you're flipping away from NBA playoffs, hockey playoffs. I would bet that it's not just one guy running away with it.
No, I
yeah.
agree.
No,
I
I
agree.
think yeah, you're right. It'll be a fun Sunday.
Check out Mackenzie Hughes too.
Yep.
His last 5 events: T30, T26, T3, T14, and in T39. But that was the Heritage. That's a tough course there.
T30 plus 115.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Sean, what's the not to precurse too much, but what's the next big golf tournament you're saying?
Yep. So yeah, we go to the Wells Fargo at Quail Hollow.
Yep.
Been
Okay.
to before Quail Hollow's hosted a plethora of majors, including the last was the 2017 PGA Championship, where Justin Thomas won. Um, um, Max Homa has won that event before. Rory McIlroy has won that event before. Last year's winner at the Wells Fargo at Quail Hollow was Sam, your boy.
Oh, geez, I got a couple boys.
I know he's been your boy of late. You do have a couple
Clark,
boys.
Wyndham Clark.
Yes, Wyndham
Yeah,
Clark was
yeah,
your last year's winner. So
yeah.
that will be good, and then that will lead us to just 2 weeks away from the PGA Championship at Valhalla. So we'll have a lot to talk about then.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it.
Last time PGA Championship was at Valhalla was 2014, and that was Rory McIlroy's last major. Tiger has also won there before.
He's
Sick course
very
outside of Louisville. Also, just if you're into like cool golf merch, Valhalla has it's a fun name and an awesome logo. It's a good one to get a hat of.
okay. Nice, dude. Shit, that's not that far away. Rory is also very fucking due. That's a whole nother. We could do like a 2-hour podcast on Rory's. Whoa, 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 whoa. But yeah, I love that. I love that. More for you two. I'm gonna sit back and coast a little bit, but for someone who is a dumb hockey brain, and I am not a puckhead or whatever terms you guys use, I love Canadians and the Midwest and all of hockey talk, but I'm gonna just let you guys rant. What's going on with NHL playoffs? Keep me in, talk about whatever. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna hang out. I have not been tuned into hockey, but Max and Sean, I know you guys are way more into that than I am. So take the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, we are pretty much expecting what we expected or
Yeah.
are seeing what we expected in the first round. Pretty
Yeah.
beat down all around. And then the Dallas Vegas, I feel like we knew was just going to be a fun one.
Dallas Vegas was always probably going to be like the most fun. I mean, and shout out to the Stars to not. So Sam, they lost both games 1 and 2 at home, and so you had thought it's game set match. Vegas will, and they come back and win the next one. There, excuse me, win the next two. So both like
Yeah.
yeah. Um, it, I mean, yeah, it's gone pretty much. I think you could make the case that maybe some teams would have thought Connor Hellebuck would have played better, and that would have led the Winnipeg Jets in. But Colorado too good of a team there, and they went through some patches in this regular season. But they're probably. I mean, I guess it's not over yet, but
Right.
it's still another elimination game for the Jets tonight.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, Max, and this is a team that we dropped. God, I mean, it might have been what 6 months ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The Vancouver Canucks, man, dude, plus 700 to win the Western Conference right now. They they've they've won all 3 games with 3 different goalies. I mean, they're getting the timeless scoring. What a gutty! I'm Sam. I'm sure you did see how they won on Sunday, right?
Yeah, yes.
They were down 3-1, and with like 2 minutes left, score 2 empty net goals. Get in. They just kind of have a little team of destiny action right now. I feel like, but yeah, I mean, so like in terms, I still don't love Edmonton, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I do, as long as the Bruins get past Toronto. I kind of like. I mean, let me put my kind of chips on the table. I already have futures that I put in
No problem. Thanks.
from a while back on Vegas getting to the Stanley Cup playoffs and Carolina Panthers getting to the Stanley Cup playoffs. But if I had to put any live things in right now, I kind of like the Vancouver to win the West at plus 700. But you never know.
Dude,
Hurricanes good.
I could see the winner of Dallas Vegas making a nice little run. Say Colorado wins that, and then they just upset Colorado and have to battle. But I think, dude, Vancouver started off super fucking hot. You're right. We kind of were just like, well, they're slowing down a little bit, but they are a good young team, dude. They've got they got some young guys, got some vets, but I think they're very solid.
And I don't, I don't want to not bring up this team just because they won't be playing for a little while, but the New York Rangers, who were for the better part the number, probably the number one seed in the East for a lot of this year, just absolutely dismantle the Caps. They continue getting some good play from, Igor. They got more than enough firepower on the offense from the Bread Man, Zibanejad. Rempe's just gonna be throwing that seven, like, it seems like 7 foot body around there. That can, I mean, there's going to be, whether it ends up being Carolina, New York, or Boston, New York. Like, I cannot wait, for that series to
Oh
unfold.
yeah, no, dude.
The same way that I wouldn't want it to be the conference final, but I wouldn't hate an Edmonton and an Avalanche, an Oilers Avalanche like conference semifinal, because those games, that'll just be bet the over, like Palooza.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. That'd be fucking sick. I would love well, honestly, either way, I next round I'm gonna look at I want to go down to Raleigh for a Canes game. I went
Did you
to
go last year?
yeah, I went to Easter Conference Finals game 2 in Raleigh. Overtime, they lost, but dude, still just amazing.
Raleigh's a
And
fun time to
barely like the tickets were fairly cheap. Well, actually, I bought it off my buddy who couldn't end up going, but still, when they bought them, they still weren't that much. But yeah, I think Canes are a good dark horse if they got through.
So it would be Canes versus Rangers.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
will likely be Boston versus the Panthers, the Panthers are the ones who knocked out the Bruins after their historic regular season last year. So a lot of and Max, I was wrong. It would be Vancouver versus Edmonton in the next round.
Hey, that's a
Yeah.
good
I think Vancouver would get by.
I think they would too.
I like it.
I do want we got to see McDavid win one, dude, at some point. We got to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think you're right. I don't think this is the year.
So not for more selfishly, so like Abs Canucks money lines tonight. Not gonna help the people because they won't be able to know, but
Probably.
Mm.
I don't
know.
I think one of Winnipeg or Nashville is going to starve off elimination one more time. So
probably bet on the Canucks being at home.
yeah, I would.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that might be too juicy for you. I mean, accent
minus 125, Sean. I am a slut for plus money, but minus 125 is pretty damn close.
Okay.
That's like a one of these little actions. It's fine. It's no big.
I could see Jets Avs over low key. Throw back to game 1.
Over 6.5. I mean that is juiced. I mean, I don't know, minus 122. We had minus 140, Sean. That was the line.
That's the rule. That's the cutoff. I didn't actually know where it was when I was saying that, by the way.
Fair.
I hand up, I thought it would have been higher or lower.
Yeah.
You know what? And while we're doing hands up and honesty, I am a little scared about the Bears. And I am
Hey, that is, you know
scared.
what? And I appreciate you being open and honest with us.
I still
That's
will
all we ask.
I'll still put the plus 210 out there, but yeah, no, I am worried. I'm concerned. We're concerned. I mean, we didn't even win the division last time.
Sam,
I know.
We're monitoring and we're not loving what we're seeing from the other teams.
No, it's Sean, it's the outside markets. It's not necessarily in-house issues. It's just the outside markets.
Yeah, it's syncretic risk. There's the interest rates are too high, inflation stubbornly, sticking around. There's things out of our control right now as Packers fans.
And plus 210 ain't getting my willy wet. So it's just one of those. So we'll keep it moving. But yeah, end up had to admit that if we're all gonna be honest here. Honest tree. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to think. Anything else hockey? Sorry, I kind of cut that off. What else we thinking, boys?
No, I
No.
think we talked everything we needed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hopefully, I think the lottery's coming up, what, this Thursday or something, right? Or lottery's coming up soon. So fingers crossed, Blackhawks get number one. San Jose's favored, but fingers crossed, give us Celebrini.
Oh, celebrating.
The fuck is what is he? What is this guy
Yeah,
gonna
Max.
do in San
It's
Jose,
set.
anyways?
Max, it's set for May 7th.
Wow. That's
Like the
sad.
That's a week from tomorrow or a week from today. That's next Tuesday.
It's next Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Tuesday.
well, you have 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. I dig it. I dig it. All right, we got NBA playoffs and UFC. That's what we got left. Um, NBA playoffs going on right now. Tomorrow, I guess if we want to just look at like no one's like all the games are gonna be done tonight. So Wednesday,
Yeah.
Miami is plus 14 at Boston. Boston's trying to close out. We've got Dallas -3 at the Clippers. No Kawhi. Clippers did just win the last game. And then the only other game we have in the docket right now is T-Wolves Nuggets series is set. So those are the only games that we can bet on that is not already being played as we're talking.
Fair.
So
I'm pretty sure Kristaps is out as well.
he is out.
Yeah. So that's huge.
Yep.
Jimmy's not back though, correct?
Who?
Is Jimmy back?
No, Jimmy's done. He's not playing this.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless they
Oh,
the
I'm
next
done.
game.
I thought he was kind of more like day-to-day-ish. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
I
think
mean, not that they fucking still looked solid. I mean,
yeah, agreed. And that's where I was gonna say is I was like, Boston should win, but they're gonna try and keep their guys healthy. Plus 14 and a half seems pretty reasonable. Derek White props, which I said that last time he went for like 20 something. So if you listened, you're welcome. If you didn't, sorry. Haywood Highsmith from Miami, like his prop. He's like Duncan Robinson, where it's like 6.5 points, and you're just like, okay, like someone's got to score on this team with everyone else. And then I like Bam Adebayo's PRA over 37.5. Dude had over that. He gets a lot of rebounds. He gets a lot of like decent amount of points. He's actually sneaky high in assists for his position. So that I'm just gonna play a couple props, maybe Heat plus 14, but anything that you guys have on that one. Otherwise, I think Boston locks that up.
yeah, I don't hate that plus 14 at all.
Yeah, like why not? A closeout game, like come on. I did that with the Lakers last night, +6, and that was nice.
That is unfortunate. Jamal Murray just single-handedly, not actually, but those 2 game winners he's got just crazy.
I had like +6.5, so I wasn't tripping. But yeah, agreed. Like I was just like, oh, okay. Phew.
You too. It could be.
It could be, but yeah. So I don't know. I like Denver's chances. I like them against Minnesota. We'll get to that in a quick sec. Um, Other Wednesday game, only other game, Dallas at LAC. No Kawhi for the Clippers, but it didn't really matter with Harden and PG in the game that they played last week. So, over under 209. I kind of like the over. I feel like playoffs have been playing remarkably low overall. I mean, I'm looking at 2 minutes left in the Knicks Sixers game, and there is 173 points right now total. And there's only 2 minutes left in the game. So this might be a historically low under postseason, but 209 Dallas Clippers, they're going to go back and forth. I like the over, not by much. It's a lean, not a love. I just don't know, dude. After seeing Harden just I was trying to talk to someone about this the other day. Harden has the best and craziest change of like just like shift. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like like almost like acceleration, but it's not at the same time. Like he's able to just like stop and go as he wants. It maybe it is acceleration, but like I feel like he's bigger. He's not like a skinny guard, and like he has that little like hesitate and go, and then you're just like fuck. So like he's balling. I don't. The biggest thing I'm concerned about is Denver or Dallas can't defend the Clippers, and if they get Kawhi back, then it's game over. And I said Dallas minus 125 at the series prop before it started. I don't know what to do here. Anyone want to help me out, or are we just gonna die on the sword of Dallas and hope it works out?
Yeah, I think I like Dallas.
And just die on the sword. If
I'll
it
say Clippers.
okay,
Yeah.
great. I'll just float above the sword before someone pushes me into it. Okay. Luca over points is just probably a good look until proven otherwise. If you can do an alt spread and do like Kyrie 20 points and Luca 30, that's probably like plus 125. I would do that until they stop playing basketball. It might be less than that, personally, but I have,
Yeah. I feel like
yeah.
Kyrie could just go for like
Well,
18. You can
his
get
over under was
like
like
15 plus.
yeah. Well, his over under last game was like 21 and a half, and he had like 35. And then this game he has 25 and a half over under,
God
and
dang.
Doncic is 32 and a half over under. I think Doncic goes for 40.
Yeah, he might go 60.
No, you know what? Let's call it a pod pick. Well, I'll do it. It's my pod pick. Doncic 35 or more alt spread points plus 115. 35. You're asking for two more points than his normal over under, and you get plus 115 versus 30 plus at minus 190. He could get plus 40 or 40 plus at 245, but yeah. I mean,
Okay.
and Paul George is probably going to go off. He, dude, Paul George 25 or more is plus 102. So him or Harden's going to get major points. So you just got to decide which one you're going with.
Yeah. Probably Harden.
Yep. And then if we like skip to Thursday, no games are set. It depends on what happens in the Knicks Philly game here and the Milwaukee Indiana tonight. So not even going to talk about it because we don't know what's going to happen. And then other games on Friday, Cavs Magic, Clippers Dallas, assuming well, actually, Cavs Magic, Clippers Dallas will definitely happen because both are tied at 2-2 right now.
Yeah. Boston
Both
Miami is
Yep. And also could be Miami too, if that game still goes. So like I don't like doing the hypotheticals when we don't have numbers in front, so I'm not gonna really do much. Last game I'll touch on NBA and then we can move to UFC and it's just Minnesota Denver series is already set. So that game's on Saturday. I think it's an advantage to both teams to have rest. And it's going to be an even bigger advantage next round. Minnesota right now is plus 5 on the first game, over under 208. I'll run through the last games this year. There's 4 times that they played this year. Minnesota won 110 to 89. Denver won 115 to 112. Minnesota then won 111-98. Denver 116-107. Didn't dig too much into who was playing, who wasn't, but -5, it seems like one of those series that Denver's going to cover and then Minnesota's going to cover at home. Like I see that. Like I see
yeah.
covering -5 first game at home. They might cover the second game, but then when they go to Minnesota, Minnesota will cover and they'll be like -2.5 and they'll cover. Like I think whoever's home is going to win these games, and I think it's going to get to game 6, and that's when it's going to matter. And I think Denver will be up 3-2, and whether they can win that game 6 in Minnesota is going to be the difference. But
I I think T-Wolves are gonna snag a game in these first two. I don't know which one,
for
but I
sure,
Maybe it might be game two. I feel like a little more likely to see their game plan. They get used to the crowd. Granted, I mean, not like they haven't been there before, but completely different atmosphere in playoffs. Um, I I don't know. T-Wolves just
They
granted
look good, man.
Suns looked like buns, but the T-Wolves can't take anything away from them. Ant is amazing. You look at
Is
Brad Pitt
Anthony Edwards?
ERA and
I would
everything.
say this half joke. Is Anthony Edwards Michael Jordan? This guy's inctoo
Dude, he's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude.
He's so
Fucking awesome.
good.
He's so good.
He,
He really is.
I don't watch like too much NBA, especially regular season NBA, but like that man is. I am sorry for not being as familiar with his game.
Yeah, dude, he's amazing.
Dude, Anthony
He
Edwards
went
is
to
fucking
Georgia, so
awesome.
he just fucking
Yeah,
fell deep into
yeah.
the
Like no one's
credit.
they're not playing like competitive basketball at Georgia.
Right.
Max,
But I do
I
love it.
think you'd like this. So I'm looking at series spreads. Um, Minnesota plus 1.5 games, minus 120.
Yeah,
It's
I
got to
do.
be a game seven, but I mean, dude, Minnesota plus 2.5 games. So 4-2 would win it, minus 215. That's a sexy future prop piece. I know that's silly, but like you can get a 4-2 Denver Minnesota series win, and then you can clip like a I don't know. I'm trying to think of who. I mean, whoever the fuck Boston's gonna play, get them on like a little. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
That'd be the winner of Milwaukee, Indiana, right? Or no, Cleveland, Orlando.
Shit.
I
Good
think
question.
Cleveland, Orlando.
Because Boston's won. 4 or 5 is
Well, I
Cleveland.
guess unless no, I'm wrong. It's seating wise. I'm thinking bracket wise.
Yeah, yeah. But Boston would play 4-5 essentially. Who's the 4-5? That's Cleveland, Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean Boston. I mean, so Timberwolves plus 2.5, and then Boston just outright. That's got to be like close to even, if not plus money.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay. And there's some other props I'm just pulling up, but I'm more amped. Oh, dude, God fucking damn it. Fucking Philadelphia and New York are going into overtime, and I need Jalen Brunson to not get his over. And what a scumbag. Anyways, speaking of scumbags, let's talk UFC.
There's a
But
few.
I will say that this group that we have on Saturday is not a bunch of scumbags. I think we got a bunch of talented, I mean, legends, Max, you might say. We got a bunch of legends this weekend on top of Pantoja and Urseg as the main card. So, Max, take the fucking floor, dude. Do what you want with it. Give us the beans, baby.
No. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I know 300, you're gonna be like, well, compared to 300, you didn't really say much. Um,
Well,
but 300 is one of one. But this is in Rio de Janeiro, so we're gonna see plenty full of Brazilians, and their fighting style, those fighters, all of them are just fantastic. And I love seeing some jujitsu come out of there, and just these guys are animals. It's just a different breed that Brazil breeds. um, just not gonna do a quick run, not gonna go through everything. I got a parlay, and then I got a nice little prop, and then a nice little straight. So parlay, we're gonna start off in the early prelims. We got Ismail Bonfim. He's heavy favored, obviously. I mean, you see the minus 500, but you know, parlay him with Michael Pereira, absolute beast. You've probably seen clips of him doing backflips and like weird, crazy kicks during the fight. Just the weirdest things ever. but he's a maniac in the cage, and I think he can get it done, um, especially in Rio de Janeiro. And then you'll parlay that with Pantoja, all money lines, by the way. Parlay that with Pantoja. That's plus 117. Um, just something to keep you going throughout the day and just keep you focused. I think those are a couple safe ones.
Run that
Obviously,
back one more quick time.
two of them are heavy favored. We got Bone Fim
Yep.
or Bone Theme, Michael Pereira,
Yep.
and Pantoja.
That's plus 117. Okay. Well, I have no more questions. That answered my questions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like you see, like, and I'll jump around, but
Actually, I
like
have two more,
you
but
see, like Anthony Smith, well, probably one of the legends that you mentioned. He, it's just, I don't know. He's going against a guy 9 years younger than him. Um, you kind of see that come to effect. You might be like, well, I mean, he's super experienced and all that, but Anthony Smith has what is that, 56 fights under his belt. That is an insane amount. Um, he is a legend, you're right, but I just think his loss against Khalil Roundtree, um, I mean, he's 1 for 4 in his last four. But I don't know. He's not going to get it done. That's a crazy heavy favorite. Another legend that I know you're thinking of is good old Jose. Are you listening? That's a that's a diss on him. I don't mean to diss him because that's a Conor McGregor chant, but Jose Aldo plus 135. I can't not do that. That's a guy that you see. That's a Robbie Lawyer that you see. That's like
Mhm.
I mean, Jim Miller got one, didn't get it in 300. But those guys that you see, Jose Aldo is a fucking maniac. Like he is awesome. So I can't not do him in Rio de Janeiro at plus 135. The last time he fought was in 2022 against Murad Dishvalev. It went to decision. It was unanimous. But before then, he beat Rob Font, Pedro Munoz, and Marlon Vera. Um, and that's been the past 4 years. So I think it's not like he's like washed. He's not really washed. I think he's going to come out and just do his thing. Don't worry about if it goes decision, KO, sub. Just take that plus 136.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. Yep. Yeah, no, you answered everything. Yeah. I
And
mean,
the last one, if you just want to keep it simple, just a straight. This is the straight. Give me Pantoja, KO, TKO, DQ, or decision at plus 100 instead of a minus 185. Um,
okay. I like that.
he's not the biggest submission guy. He's a huge decision guy. I think ultimately will probably be decision. And I say that as he submitted 2 guys recently, but huge decision guy. So, um, I guess I'm wrong. Whatever. Do decision. Or
I don't
TKO. Dude, Urseg, this dude, like, not to be a dick, but he doesn't deserve this title shot. This is just like a title shot to get a defense under your belt. This is Pantoja. Well, he defended against Moreno, but just to like get an extra defense. This is one of those guys where you're like, fuck yeah, I'll grab. Dude, this guy's like number like 10 or something, 12, or like he is relatively low in the rankings. He's not bad. He's steadily climbing, but this is just like, yeah, give me this little guy and let me just beat up on him to get a little extra candy in my stocking. I think Pantoja is gonna beat this dude up. Just piece him.
dude, Max, I'm trying to find, I mean, even I was trying to do a little feng shui. I was like, all right, Pereira, I think the Pereira Pantoja Bond theme is just, I think that's just,
No, Pereira's fighting again.
huh?
Nah,
No,
different Pereira.
is it his
Uh,
brother? That was the only thing I had to ask him.
No.
I was like, is this his brother?
No.
What's up,
Michael
brother?
Pereira is a complete maniac. He's literally, you got Alex Pereira here, all the way over there, and then Michael Pereira is here. Like they're just total opposites,
Oh,
personality wise, I guess, but and fighting actually. Like Michael Pereira is, like I said, dude, I watched him do a backflip and then like stomp on a dude's chest. Like it's just like the craziest. He's look up Michael Pereira highlights and you'll just see what I'm saying. Like it is just he fights like complete lunatic. He fights like Michael Venom Page almost, but crazier.
that's fine.
He's doing like
Love
he's
that.
doing like emotes and shit like mid fight.
Like Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, yeah. He's like
Yo,
Ryan.
can we give me some props? Can we give me some props? Because I texted you cocksuckers and no one responded. And then I responded to that reply and I said, I didn't do it, but god damn it.
No.
Like,
That was a I don't even know. Saturdays are Max is
I
not on.
know, but I just said this guy's
Max is not answering anything on
no, but no, it was like I was like, this guy's fucking crazy. I don't think he's that crazy. Like, I feel like he was boosting it up for views, and then he beat the shit out of Devin Haney. He
Well,
beat
the
the
big thing was not
fuck out
draining
of Devin
himself
Haney.
for weight cut.
Oh, he didn't make the
He
cut, so he
he
technically
threw away $1.5 million. Granted, he probably made. I bet he fought for like two or three. He won, but still, like
is
made a bet with a guy, purposely didn't make weight cut, and then just paid the man 1.5 because he made a bet saying he would make weight, and every pound he would be overweight was 500K. Like
and then so he gave him 1.5 and then he put like 3 million on him to
hell,
win
that is the thing.
plus
That's
550. And then he won like $15 million. And then he was like, oh shit, that 1.5, it doesn't matter because I may have not won the title, but at least I won the fight and I won the bet. And so he won like, and then on top of that, pay-per-view, I think was actually paying out pretty good. That fight was crazy. I just saw the highlights and it was like Garcia won. And I was like, God damn it, I have to text you guys because I said like a week ago, I was like, am I crazy or am I going to bet on him? And then I never did. And then he won. And I wish I did. But
no, yeah. Shout out
if
Ryan.
we had a podcast for all the bets we wish we could have placed, we'd be more successful than the ones we do place. That's all I'll say on that because I can reminisce, but yeah. Hopefully Brunson's still at 45. So as long as he doesn't touch the ball the next minute and 27 seconds, I'm golden. Anything else you guys want to add before I lose my absolute fucking shit watching this last minute and a half? Or shall we go so I can watch this last minute and a half not on camera?
I'm ready.
All right.
yeah, man. It was good.
Congrats.
Good stuff.
Yeah, congrats to the Bears, congrats to the Steelers, congrats to the Packers. We all had good drafts. We are happy about them. And that does not happen often when the three of us are happy. So we'll take that. Max has a great looking haircut. Max looks fucking good with the DJ.
Alex, handsome as all hell.
Yeah, Max is handsome as hell. So we're putting him on the cover of our shit now. If we want more looks. But other than that, fellas, it's been a pleasure. We got a busy week and a half or two coming up, but we'll get back after it next week. And we got plenty of playoffs, plenty of baseball. UFC Max gave us some winners, so we will be coming into next week with some profits. I don't know about you. I'm feeling it, boys.
I'm feeling 22.
Yes. Yes. I'll cheers to that. Love you, boys. Let's talk next week. Cheers to fucking sports.
Cheers to sports.
Cheers to sports. Be dead without them. And I know I would.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't. So thank you everyone for listening. Love you guys.